We're budgeting. We're budgeting live. Why? Because I didn't have time to film the video. But I'm still budgeting. Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name's Shakema. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? I'm a single mom. I have four. That looks like 8. I have 4 children. 2 girls, Shamika and Alana. 2 boys, Trandon and Jackson. I have a fur dog. Her name is Gracie. And I have a fur granddog. His name is Acro. Acro lives with us. Only for a few more days, though, because we are on a timeline for people to come and get their dogs. Yes, we are. I have already told her make his flight arrangements so he can fly on back to California where he lives. Praise the Lord. And then my son Trandon, he has 2 dogs and they live with him where he lives. And so that is how we're living. I'm also getting a son-in-law. Hey, ma'am, I'm getting a son-in-law, y'all, and I like him. He's a very nice gentleman. His name is Keith, and we're keeping him. We might get rid of Shamika, but we keeping Keith. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Praise the Lord. So lots of things are happening around here at our house. A couple of things have come up just since I decided to, just since the budget. Hey, ma'am, good to see you. I had to go to the dentist yesterday to get a filling refilled that I knew was going to happen. Well, it just so happened that I got my letter from the dentist and my benefit is out for the year. I had to have a root canal. And of course, I go for my regular cleanings, but I had to have a root canal done. And so that was like, I had to go to my regular dentist for him to then tell me I needed to go to the endodontist, for him to then do a special x-ray, and then to do the root canal, and then back to my dentist to get the permanent filling in, which I did all of that. So I've exhausted all of my benefit for the year, but now I have another tooth that is not acting right. And we are going to have to make we're going to have to do some things. The one thing I will say about getting out of debt and being on a debt-free journey, for those of you who are new here, and do please chime in and let me know where you're chiming in from. And I'm very early tonight because we have prayer. And if I don't get it done, I'm going to be way late into the evening. And I had to get it done when I had some minutes, right? So, for those of you who don't know, my kids and I began a debt-free journey when Jackson was about a year old, and Jackson just turned 14 Sunday. So 13 years it took us. Well, it took us, was it 10 years, maybe 10, 11 years to get 100% debt free. My children and I carry no debt, no consumer debt, with the exception of our home. And I checked when I was paying my mortgage yesterday, y'all, my mortgage is coming down because the Lord told me to pay extra towards my principal. He just said, Shakema, this is what you need to do. He just gave me that strategy. And as I'm paying towards my principal, I am seeing, and I'm really seeing, I have that. I think I have that, but it's not going to help this root canal I got to get. Ugh. But I think I have that. I'll have to go to, I started using some Sensodyne just to kind of, my mouth is just so, the dentist, I don't like it. I don't love the dentist at all. I know I should love him, but I don't. And I'm on a 10 every time. So, but my dentist was very nice. The one who did the root canal, best experience I've ever had in my life for a root canal, for anything. So 10 years about to get out of debt. My mortgage is coming down, and I love you so much too. And life is going well, right? Even with some of these things that have come up. Being out of debt means I'm not trying to figure out. I went yesterday and I paid $280 some out of pocket for this filling. I mean, he literally went in, did a zip, and it was filled, and that was it, to the sum of, close to $300. Had I been still in debt, I don't know how or where I would have gotten that money from, right? So there are benefits to work in your program. Everybody will not be able to get out of debt in 10 years. Everybody will not be able to get out of debt as quickly as I did. Maybe some people have 10 times what I had. Still, when you work your program, you're going to find yourself in a much better position than you would have had you not worked any program. So for me, what I like to encourage people to do is to sit down with your budget. If you don't do anything else other than sit down with your budget, at least know what's coming in and what's going out. Hey, ma'am. Because that's the only way for you to have control over your money. Now, if you don't want to have control over your money, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to. But I encourage you to be in control instead of having your money in control. I tell my money where to go. My money doesn't tell me where to go. And it's been that way with us for a very long time, to which I'm very grateful. Okay, y'all didn't come here to hear about all of that. You came here to see the numbers. And so I am going to share with you my budget. I'm going to share my screen, loving this new restream, so that I'm able to share with you guys and still chat and all the things, right? It just makes it a little bit easier to be able to navigate and to maneuver um, all of the things. So I'm going to populate myself into this chat so that I'm able to see what you guys are posting as I'm showing you the budget. So let me share with you my screen. And I am going to share with you. Now, I'm using the MYMT Personal Budget Worksheet. I found this on Google several years ago. I probably have been using this 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. Excuse me. And it just helps me to be able to navigate. What I wanted to understand is my spending habits, right? Because when you're in debt, it's because you don't have positive spending behavior. Or it could have been unforeseen circumstance. Everybody is not just a spender, but sometimes, more times than not, it's my spending habits that are putting me in problems. So I wanted to see when I was heavily spending, and this breaks down my budget by the week. It also breaks down, gives me an overall general view. Okay. All right. So here is my budget worksheet. This really is, again, why I don't do why I really don't do live videos. I yawn too much. Okay, so here is my budget sheet. This is for the month of May 2023. I always date my sheets because I want to know exactly what I'm working with. Now, my payroll deposit, I'm going to insert a note here. This was for my regular paycheck. I had my yearly second supplement, and I had a bonus supplement, one we did not know what's coming. At least I didn't know what's coming. So that's why that number is extremely larger than it normally is. Normally I'm around $3,000, right? So it's about $2,400 over. Okay. All right. Now, in my at the top, I have my income sources. Now, I never budget income, and here's why. Sometimes my income varies, right? My child support is usually about the same, but my one mom revenue in affiliate links is very different. And so it's hard for me to, if I put that money in there, I feel like I'm going to force myself to be married to those numbers. And I don't want to be married to those numbers if for some reason they're far off from what my actual is. So I generally, hey ma'am, good to see you. I generally try to stay within just what my actual amounts are as far as income. Okay. I'm going to scroll now. So that's $5,422.82. Oh, okay. I did tell y'all that I just had some income come in. I had a kid's deposit populate in. I just checked my bank, and that populated in for $386.56. Now, because I get child support and I try to keep accurate records just in case anything jump funny, I like to put my dates in. So today is the 2nd, and I had 386.56. That's what came in, right? If I ever have to go before the judge, I'll say, okay, judge, your honor, this is what happened. This is what came in. This is how we're dealing with this money. Again, I try to do that just because I want to keep communication clear. Excuse me. I do apologize. I just never want to have any issues because we have had some issues before. And it's always helped me better when I've kept accurate records of child support. Now, I'm going to move down. So that takes my Monthly income thus far to $5,808.84. No one mom revenue, no travel reimbursements, no gifts, no blessings, no funds transferred, none of that. Just in my regular paycheck and what just came in a few minutes ago in child support, $5,808.84. Now, moving down into my expenses, and these are broken down into categories. My first category is living expense. Now, my mortgage, and again, I'm going to make another note here. My mortgage is 892.30. Then I paid 107. I paid extra principal of 107.70. That gave me $1,000. Now back in, let me see, this is May, April. I think it was back in March because my new payment was going to start in March. I was at 997. No, I was at 970. I was at 977.76. But because we had escrow, it told me that it was taking my payment down to 892. But the Lord said, Shakema, pay $1,000 every month. And that's what I want you to budget for. So I was already used to paying 977. It was only like 20 some odd dollars to get me to 1,000. So it wasn't like I was taking a huge lump sum away from any other area. We were only just off by a tiny little bit. So I didn't feel a squeeze because I was already paying that extra. What I'm trying to get myself to understand now is when there's extra money, there's really not extra money. Because that extra $107 times 12 months is going to put me over an extra house payment per year. It's going to put me at $1,200 and my payment is only $900. So it's going to be like I'm paying one extra payment per year if I can maintain the overage. And that's what I want to do because I want to get rid of this debt. I mean, the house, get rid of the house. I don't want to have a 30-year mortgage. I will be in my late 60s, early 70s if I have a 30-year mortgage, and that's just not what I want to do. I want to get to my latter years and be able to enjoy and live and not have stress. Okay. Now, my heating and air, our temperatures are just like up and down. It's like a woman having a hot flash. 1 minute it's hot, 1 minute it's cold, 1 minute it's the heat, 1 minute it's the air. You just don't know. So that pushed us into $129.98 for my heating and air. We do have central heat and air. My water bill was down significantly this month, which was really good. 66, 63. Well, it's down a couple dollars. But with the garden, I fully expected to have more of a bill. But Mr. Jerome put in a rain barrel for me. So now, whenever it rains, and we've had a little bit of rain here, the rain barrel fills up. And so we then go over and we fill up the watering cans from the rain barrel. It does take a little bit more, it takes a little bit more effort to do it that way, but I'm still saving with the rain barrel. Okay. Then my cell phone was $70 and then my internet $79.99. Now, you'll see things in here that I've already labeled: household repairs, household miscellaneous. I put a goal for this month to have no randomized spending. A lot of times I'll spend and buy stuff for the house. Not buying anything in the month of May that is not absolutely 100% necessary because I have to get this tooth done. And the lady was telling me yesterday, she said normally a back tooth, because it's my back molar, she said normally that's about $1,800. I've got to come up with $1,800 because I can't go into next year to wait for the new benefits to roll. I got to get this taken care of right now, right? So that's just where I am. So no randomized spending, but I still put those categories in. I have Mr. Jerome to come and do the lawn. He does my lawn twice a month. And so what that ends up being is $120. As you can see, I budgeted in I budgeted in 200 because he came and worked in my front flower bed. He pulled out a rose bush. He did some landscape and stuff for me. I mean, he just really took care of some things I just didn't have enough time to get to. And so that cost me a little bit extra. And then he put a lock on the fence because my little ma'am herself can get into the garden with no lock on the door. She has figured out how to get into the garden. Smart dog. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So I have enough left to be able to pay. Actually, I only paid him $140 today. He came today, so it was $140. So I have enough to do one more long cut, which is what we do in May. Pest control yearly spray and recycling renewal. That is a sinking fund. And so I just fund that out of any type of AdSense revenue or whatever that comes in. I fund those sinking funds. My Roth IRA, I am going to start doing more contributions to my separate Roth, not through work. This is just something that I have separately. But again, that's income based if I have the money for it, but I have no random spending or purchases this month. So there should be some income there. Okay, moving down, Amazon Prime is a sinking fund. That comes due in January, the mid part of January. So I am saving $13 a month for that because I want to make sure that I have the money when it's time for it to come due. PureFlix is going to come due this month. So I actually need to transfer money from my Capital One 360 over to PureFlix, or I need to change my card on file. So that that would be easier, just to change the card on file and let them just pull it out of there, because that is going to come due. I think it comes due on the 8th. It's one of those it's close. So I need to do that now. Okay. Healthways Gym for me is $25 only because Alana pays for her gym membership. When she turned 18, she was able to get on the Blue Cross Blue Shield or the Tivity Health. If you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, there is a portion in there that will pay for your gym membership if you're under what's called Silver Sneakers or Tivity Health. It's $29, I think, right now. And so what you do is you look up, they have a national network of gyms that you can go to and that you can belong to, just depending on where you are in the nation. If that gym is a part of their network, you can go there. So I have gym memberships in the towns around where I live, just because I never know where I'm going to be, so I can pop in and do a quick gym workout, pop out, have another friend. I got her involved with it a couple years, and she travels some. So we map out for her where the gyms are, and she always knows that she can go there. It is a $29 join fee and then a $29 a month fee. But if you need a code to join, I have a code that will waive your joining fee. But we have had no problems. I've been doing this now for 5 or 6 years maybe, and I haven't been going to the gym quite regularly all that time. However, the new gym that we go to now just opened up. It's a brand new space. It's not anything fancy schmancy, but it has a lot of good equipment in there, and it's clean. And so we just go there versus the other gym that we were going to in town. We like this one. It's not always full. We go in the evenings. It works out for us. Okay, moving forward past the gym. If you'll notice where Jackson's name is now, we have a gym membership versus Taekwondo. So Jackson has decided to not continue with Taekwondo. He's done Taekwondo since he was 6 years old. He just turned 14. So 8 years, second degree black belt or second dan. And he just wants to try high school sports, which is very understandable. He'll start in the fall trying to play soccer. He's going to try out for the soccer team. But that saves me $169 a month. What that does is give me an automatic raise, right? Praise God. Hallelujah. But in order for Jackson to join the gym, because he likes the gym, I have to pay that, because you can't join the Blue Cross until you're 18. He has to be 18. He can't do it now. So at this new gym, they had membership was $100 upfront payment, and then it was $42 a month if you get the year long. So I just happened to be in there the other day. This is how God loves me, and he wants me to be blessed every single day of my life. The Holy Spirit had told me to ask the guy, was there any way that we could work around that $100 fee? Jackson's a student. He don't have a job. I mean, he's a kid. And I almost talked myself out of it. I was like, no, don't worry about it. You'll come up with the money some type of way. I just so happened to talk to a little nice gentleman. He's a younger guy, sits at the desk, scanning people in or whatever. And I said, do y'all have like a student discount? Because this $100 membership upfront fee is a lot. And he was like, we're waiving that for the month of April. And I was like, He was like, yeah, we are. We're waiving it for April. So I was like, let me go get my paperwork right now so we can sign Jackson up. So even though Taekwondo was $169 and the gym is $42, I'm actually gaining like $127 back because I'm just going to take it out of his child support. His dad sends money. It's no problem. He likes going to the gym because I was paying $10 every visit. So I would only take him 4 times, once a week. That was $40 for 4 visits. For $42, and they drafted every 2 weeks and $21, he can go to the gym as many times as he want to go. The only thing that is extra is the trainer is extra in classes, but we just use the weights, and we all go together. Okay, moving down. So that was a for me, that was huge. Y'all be sure and like the video. Okay. Taxes, my federal taxes, state taxes, y'all know I do 15% of everything that comes in for AdSense revenue or any type of one mom revenue. That hasn't come in yet, so I haven't put it in. Jackson has his homeschool sinking fund. I need to change that. Why do I always forget to change that? That's high school sinking fund for anything he needs for high school. And so what I do there is every time dad sends something, the very first child support, I take $50 off the top and throw it into that account. We've been able to get him pants, shirts, shoes, all new stuff for the start of school just by funding that account with $50 every single month. Sometimes we have quite a bit running in. Sometimes I've made a purchase and we don't. I think the last thing I bought for Jackson was the soccer goal and the cleats, and he needed some shirts and a couple pairs of pants. So that took a significant amount out of that. But here I am now. Child support came in, so I'm going to put $50 back in there for this next month. Okay. New camera. I'm still working on trying to save up for a camera. It's like the hardest thing ever. I also need to save up for some additional equipment for the business, but I'm not going to stress over it. I'm just going to, keep being obedient and faithful, and God's going to make it work out whichever way. All right. Now, groceries. I did cash for groceries. I broke it down, $400 for regular groceries, $100 for summer groceries. I did preps, $50, and then I did eating out for $50 because we were going to do something for Jackson's birthday. Well, Jackson was not feeling well, so we didn't end up doing anything for his birthday. But then I did have to give, give someone $50 as a gift from the Lord, right? So I did take that money from one of those places. All right, moving down, personal care. I would like to get my nails done. This is my nails and haircuts, 2 haircuts for Jackson. But Mother's Day is coming up. And so I told my kids, I put on my wish list for Mother's Day that I would like to get my nails done. So maybe they'll do that for me. I don't know. 2 things I love to do is get my nails done, and I love to wear makeup and heels, right? I enjoy pretty clothes. I enjoy putting my makeup on. I wear drugstore makeup, so I don't have to have name brands. It doesn't bother me. But those are things I like to do. So if I were going to do them for myself, I would get my nails done. However, I budgeted it in, not sure if the kids were going to follow through and be able to do that for Mother's Day. P.O. Box is $16. I don't pay for clothing because I get a lot of Nadine West stuff, or I thrift it. My dentist appointment, this was before I went to get my filling, because I do have to go back to the endodontist, and his fee for the x-ray just to look at the tooth is $185. I'm out of benefit, so I'm going to have to eat that cost. This particular dentist visit yesterday was $283.70. But again, I had the extra because I got my supplement. There was money there. I did have money in my sinking fund or my emergency fund, I could have pulled it out of there, but I had the extra because of the supplement and I just paid it that way. So that dentist bill is going to be a little bit higher because in the next week, I've got to go and have that x-ray done. Natural supplements. I'm taking a supplement that's helping me with weight loss a little bit. That's $25. I actually have to order that in a little bit. Recreation, travel, and vacation. Okay, I have three events coming up. One in June, one in July, and one in September. So I'm trying to cover. I've already paid for my plane ticket in September. In June and July, I'm driving. And so I've already paid for the plane ticket for Dallas. I'm going to Dallas in September. So now, and I'm staying with a friend, so I don't have the expense of a room, but I do want to make sure that I'm able to pay for meals and different things like that. In the other two places I have to go, I have to pay for hotel and I have to pay for meals and gas, of course, because I'm going to drive. So the one in July is going to cost me a pretty significant amount because of the rooms are so expensive. We're going out of town to a place we've never been before. And I will not tell you where that is because that's not a leisure trip. That's something different. I'm going on assignment from God. So I have to do that. And I'm not sharing those details. But it is an expense for the rooms because of the time of year, I guess summertime or what have you. It is a little bit more expensive. So my sister booked the rooms because she has a credit card and she likes to save up the points. She gets the points, and I'm just going to reimburse her with the cash for the cost of the room. Okay. Because I had to travel so far, my sister's going to be my travel companion for that. Miscellaneous savings for Jackson. I know $100 doesn't seem like a lot of money, but what happens is over time, Jackson is going to be on child support for the next 4 years. If I save him, I usually do about $1,000 because the last 2 months of the year, I give them money for Christmas presents so they can buy their own Christmas. So if I save $1,000 over the next 4 years for Jackson, that's $4,000 with interest and all that will accrue, plus what he has in there now. Jackson will have a pretty significant amount of money that just came from child support. That doesn't include all of his birthday money and Christmas money and different little things like that. And then potentially when he gets a job, he'll be still putting money in that account. For those of us who are single parents that do receive child support and we can afford to, even if you're putting aside $5, $10, we think, oh, this is such an insignificant amount. But that amount over time, drawing interest in an interest-bearing account will accrue to something far greater than what they would have had if you didn't save anything, right? So that's how I look at things. Okay, moving forward. Okay. Gracie, her sinking fund is $40. I got cash out for my gas, $200. My oil change, which is a sinking fund, is $20. My tires is $16, which is a sinking fund. My license, registration, and car insurance is $92. And then for sister's car, like today, okay, I got to take money out for sister's car. Let me write that down because I'm almost forget that. Now, how do I fund that? Because the amount of child support did not change when sister rolled off, I don't feel bad about pulling money out for her for that, right? So I just, for every child support that comes, I pull out $25, and then I'm able to take that $25 and put it into my $5 sinking fund, my $5 savings account, and then my $20 savings envelope for Alana. So it gives me $20 a month that I'm saving for my, in my challenge envelope. And then it gives me $80 a month for Alana. I'm saving $1,200 for her to try to help her a little bit along the way with her vehicle because she's going to want to drive at some point. Okay, moving forward. Okay, blow money. I gave tithe and offering. Now, remember that everybody's budgets are subjective to them. And so I'm not going to I'm going to do what I feel convicted to do, not condemned to do. Jesus takes care of Shakema. No matter what I need, when I need it, it always shows up for me. I don't know how to explain that any differently than I am a faithful tither. Even when we didn't have money, when I was married and we were struggling, we were at the bottom dollar. my ex-husband knew to tithe off of my paycheck. I don't care what you do with your money. Tithe off my money because he paid the bills. So I tithe off of every single dime, dollar, penny, nickel that comes in this household and I tithe off of my gross pay, not my net pay, right? So I tithe gross and God fills in the difference. So my tithe, even though my normal paycheck is $5,200, because we had a supplement and a bonus supplement, my tithe, instead of being 520, ended up being 847. I did not realize that all of that was going to be there, but the principle still stands. It doesn't matter how much it is, I'm still going to tithe 10% off of the gross amount. Some people do net. You live your best life. You and the Lord have to make that determination. Now, the next category is a category. There are two ministries that we support, and total for those two ministries, again, I only get paid once a month, is $453.50. Now that is a stretch for me, and let me tell you why. The Lord told me to increase my giving in 2023. He said to increase it by a certain amount, and I am going to be obedient. I don't know what's on the backside of that obedience. I do know that there is a blessing on the backside of everything that God has ever told me to do, and I did it. So with that being said, before anybody come for me about why is your tithe so much or why is your giving so much, because that's what God told me to do. He spoke that to my heart, and I'm just going to go about my business and do that. Blow money. This was the first time in a very long time that I gave myself some blow money. I gave myself $100. Of course, I gave some of that away already. And I haven't even spent any money. And I broke it down into 5 weeks, so $20 a week. And you're going to see my cash stuffing envelopes tomorrow. That video is filmed, so you'll see that. Okay. Now, baby step number 3, I'd like to save $1,000. That is my goal always, is to save $1,000. I don't know if I will save $1,000, but I'm going to put it in there every time. And then business expenses, and I actually think I need to up that a little bit. My Restream that I'm using now is $19.99. My Canva is $14.99. And then for my Google Meet, because I meet with my membership, is $9.99 a month. So I need to do all that math. So 20, 35, it's about $45, $50. So that does make it right. I don't think there's anything else that I forgot. I do have a couple ministry expenses that come out, but I'm not counting that in business. That's going to be totally separate. So that gave me a total of $5,676.60 in expenses, which I was at $5,400 and some dollars in my paycheck. So we weren't far off, right? Now, if I don't save the $1,000, I haven't lost anything. If I don't, thank you, ma'am. If I don't save the vacation money, the $550, that takes me down $1,550, which will put me below what I made in my paycheck. Now, how I rationalize in my mind, I still have AdSense income that's going to come in about midway the month, and I'm still counting in Facebook because I'm making ad revenue, and I'm counting in my YouTube because of ad revenue, and anybody who does the super chats and all that, whatever, right? That's a blessing. So I count those things, and then I count in child support. So it's all going to work out in the wash, even though it might seem like, man, she doesn't have a lot. I'm waiting for all my bills to clear out of my account. And I think I'm going to be able to move $1,400 over into my baby step. I think $1,000 is going to go in baby step number 3. And I think $400 I'm going to be able to put in my vacation fund. And that's just from my paycheck. That has nothing to do with anything else that comes in. Then when I get some additional funds coming in from AdSense, what have you, then I think I will be able to fund my sinking funds, and then help towards this tooth that I have to get fixed, because I have to get that worked on. All right, now I'm going to run you to my weekly, just so you're able to see how I do this for the week, and show you how it all worked out, right? So if I go back, I've already paid my mortgage $1,000. I've paid the utilities. I've paid the water bill. I've paid the cell phone, and I've paid for my internet. I don't have cable. We just have internet. I'm going to go back and fix this. I only paid $140 for Mr. Jerome. So I'm still going to have a little bit extra money to get out for him for the next lawn cut, and he'll come in 2 more weeks. All right, then if I move down, no sinking fund money came out. Well, that's actually not true. Let me go back up and make sure that I did not. Okay, homeschool, that's $50 because we just got that right now. So I'm putting that in. But everything else was a sinking fund. Let me just make sure. Yes, everything else was a sinking fund. So I'm going to keep on moving. Did all my groceries. Oh, wait. I did that on the wrong day. Sorry, y'all. It's Tuesday. Okay. All right, I did all my groceries, my summer groceries. I did monthly preps. Perfect, no problem. Okay. Moving down. My dentist I went to yesterday, so I did pay that $283.70. My supplement, I will not actually pay for that until Friday. I'm not putting anything into travel. Now, because I got so much in this particular child support, instead of putting $20 in Jackson's account, I'm going to put $50 in his account because I'm counting it almost like 2 payments. $386 is almost, it's $216, so it would be like $432, right? It's only a little bit off. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that for him, put that $50 in, right? Okay. I've got gas. Sister gave me gas money. So I have my gas money that I set aside plus the money that sister gave me for taking her to work. She gives me $40 every 2 weeks because she literally works just right there instead of us having to go way across town and travail and try to get through all that traffic and then come. I was doing that 4 times a day. Taking her, coming home, taking her and coming home. 4 trips. So 2 full round trips. Don't have to do that anymore. She literally works right there. So I just told her, because she used to give me $40 a week, but $40 every 2 weeks is perfect because she only gets paid every 2 weeks now instead of weekly. Works out great. Okay. Moving down, sister car match money. Okay, I'm going to take that's going to be $40. Somebody come and get him, please. He's going to bark. $40, and then I got to go back up. I missed something. Okay. Vacation. I'm sorry. $10 for vacation. That's not a lot, but it's what I got, and I'm going to go with it. Again, you may not be putting a lot into something, but if you put it in and you put it in a place where it's going to draw some interest, or you just put it in your envelope and don't spend it, it's more than what you had to start with, or more than what you had if you hadn't saved anything, right? So don't beat yourself up. I can't save as much as Shakema. There was a time when I couldn't save anything. I didn't have it. If I needed extra money, I had to short my grocery money. And the only way I could do that was to coupon, right? So see how it just worked out? But, God has blessed us and been very gracious. And so for us now, this is a place where God was always trying to get me. It just took me a long time to get here. And then I want to say this. When the Lord spoke to me, he said 2023 is a year of maturity. We're going to have to get mature in our funding decisions. We're going to have to get mature in our spending decisions. We're going to have to get mature in the way that we manage our money. And that's the only way we're going to begin to see some traction and gain some traction on the other side of things, is to do it through a sense of maturity. Okay, moving on. I keep chatting too much. I'm sorry. Then I put down my 2 givings, my personal blow money. And now let me go in. I just need to do some math. Okay, 386.56. I'm subtracting 50, 150. I'm subtracting 150. So that's going to give me 236.56. 236.56 I'm going to put into baby step number 3. And I'm going to do that right now. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to go into my bank and make all those little transactions. Now, oh, nope, can't do that. Oh, see? When you budget, it helps you. Okay, I need to take away $21 because I've got to pay Jackson's gym, right? That's going to come out on the 5th. So 56, so that's going to give me 211.56. Let me go back. That's what budgeting is for. And especially if you're able to budget with your partner, whoever has, into your accounts, it helps you to figure all of that out and helps you to figure out if you made a mistake, because I did clearly make a mistake. So let me go back up here to find the gym. Okay, I got to pay $21. That's going to come out on the 5th, and then it'll come out again on the 19th, right? Because it's every 2 weeks for Jackson. And it probably will then come out. Nope, it'll be the 5th and the 19th because we have a 5th week in May, but we're gonna be straight. Now, I've got to get some cash out. I have to get out for cash. I need to get out $50. That's how much I'm going to take in cash to put in sister's envelope and in my vacation envelope. Okay. So take myself back to my personal budget sheet and let's see how this all wraps down. Okay. Now, if I go back here, everything I've taken out, right? It does your auto calculations. When you start putting money in on your weeklies, it does your calculations for you. That gave me a total expenses thus far of $4,353.36, leaving me with $1,455.58. Now, I think that I'm going to be able, like I said, to put $1,400 into my savings. Well, Shakema, that's not going to leave you much. I understand that, but I have personal spending money already in my wallet. I've got grocery money out. I have gas money out. So I don't technically need to buy anything. If I keep my account decently low, if anything should happen that I need to come out, I can make sure it does the things. If not, then I'll go ahead and put it over to the savings, and then I don't have that. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Only because I knew that if I waited till very late, I would not have a chance to get it done. We have prayer tonight. So I'm zipping it in when I can and not putting it off. But please do, y'all, go back and catch the replay for those of you who will watch this later. Now, a couple of things that I put down on my goals. No randomized spending. None. I have gone by the grocery store 4 times and almost pulled in to buy something. You are not buying something at the grocery store, Shakema. Tomorrow is grocery store day. Okay? Got to talk to yourself sometimes, because I get an adrenaline rush by going to the grocery store. I love the grocery store. I might not need a thing, but I'm going to think of something I need, right? No. When I go tomorrow, I'm going to live my best grocery store life because it's Wednesday. I have grocery money and I have prep money. And I'm going to shop until my little heart is content and all will be well in the world. Okay. Now, my miscellaneous money for myself, I gave myself $100. I took that out. I want to make sure that I put $1,000 in to try to work to rebuild in baby step number 3. And then also my $500 for vacation. I put vacation. That's not true. I just put vacation because of that vacation fund. June and July, right? So I have 2 God assignments in June and July. That is what I'm saving money for. So anywho, there that is. We see kind of what the bottom line is. And I'm going to make some movement here in just a little bit so that I know that it's already moved out. All righty. I'm not going to stop sharing my screen. Now, the biggest thing here for me is to make sure that as soon as that money came in, I was like, ooh, let me grab my sheet and let me put it in. I need to make sure that I am keeping a track on my budget, because sometimes I get a little lax because I don't have debt. I'm not worried about debt. I'm just, I want to go to Amazon. I want to do whatever. And I can, but I've got goals this time. This tooth, Lord forbid, cost me that much. I'm just going to be obedient and do it. I can't be in pain because I have 2 things I got to do coming up in the next 2 months. Here was my one dilemma. And see, this is how people try to get you to agree with their foolishness. Y'all, listen, lean in, because I was about to get y'all to agree with my foolishness. So it is the month of May, and I did get a supplement. And there were some things I wanted to buy on Temu, a couple of outfits to take with me to go to these things I got to go to. And I have been trying to talk myself into spending the money. It's my money. I worked for it. I got a bonus. I should be able to get it. And I was like, well, I'm going to ask the people on YouTube and see what they think. They're going to be like, yes, Shakema, you can get all the things because you work hard. Right? Look at me just talking. I'm talking for y'all. I am talking for you all that are going to agree with me and my foolishness. And then in my head, I got back to, but it's Mother's Day. And for the very first time in Mother's Day, I've given my kids a list. I never give my kids a list because I'm not a gifts person. Gifts aren't my love language. Quality time is my love language. Physical touch is my second love language. Gifts are probably at the very bottom of the list. I'm appreciative of gifts when I get them, but it doesn't make, I don't get all, oh, there's a gift. But there were a couple of dresses that I wanted, and I sent them to my children. I took screenshots, shot. And I sent them via the text message, and they will do whatever they deem necessary for Mother's Day, or not. Jackson has already said, Mom, just take money out of my account and you buy what you want, right? Okay. So I have a hard time doing that. I don't like to take money out of my children's account for personal things for me. So I'm letting him work with the older kids who have cash apps and Venmos and all that, and they can work it out so he can be included. Alana is already working on her plan and her gift, what she's thinking, and then she's talked to the older kids. I don't know if I will get anything, but I did give them some ideas, and I feel a little bit better because maybe something on that list will come and I can take it out of my cart. It may be that at some point I get a blessing for Mother's Day, a Mother's Day blessing. Then I could then turn around and purchase a few of the Temu things that way. But I cannot at this point today justify pulling that money out to buy clothing, because that's what the items are, clothing items, when I know I need to get my tooth together, right? When I know I need to get this, because I can't chew on this side of my mouth at all. I'm thankful that this side is very well, because this is the primary side that I chew on, right? So this is letting me eat at least. And so I have to take care of this. So I can't justify just random spending because I want to, when I have goals and things that I have to meet. June will be here very soon, and I've got to have that money together. I don't have time to be, because there's other people involved. I got to have money together. I can't be fooling around when you're going to, a conference, different things like that. You got to have your ducks in a row. So, hey, ma'am, did you get my email? I did email you back. And so that's just how it's going to have to go. But anywho, there it is. That's all the numbers, everything from the most recent update that just came through. I've been talking a long time, so if you have questions, y'all just put them in the chat, and I'll try to go back in and answer them as best as I can. But that is where we are for the moment, and that's where we are with the budget. I did have some last minute one mom revenue come in yesterday, but it was for March and April. So if you use my link for Conversation, that helps me get a little bit of affiliate revenue back. So if you do use that, we do appreciate it, and we want to thank you for that. If you use my Paper Sunday link, I'm still waiting for them to process some money over, and then I am still waiting for one more thing to come through, but it's held up because of me. I just haven't gotten it done yet. That is going to be a cash source for me. I just have not had a chance to get it done. It's a large thing I got to do. So anyway, hey, ma'am, good to see you. So anywho, there it is, you guys. That's the budget. That's the update. All of that, that's happening. So if you like the video, be sure and do the things, right? Don't forget to thumb it up. It just helps us to get it out in the algorithm. I'm just trying to boost my numbers, get us out in the algorithm. When summer comes, we're going to have a lot more vlogs going live, just with the ministry picking up and working. That's a challenge to do it. And I just have to be okay with that. I can get them out as best I can, or I'm going to have to do them live, and it's fine. So anywho, y'all, there it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Love all y'all. Good morning. If y'all have questions, just leave them down in the chat. If you're looking for the budget sheet, it's always in the description box below. Just copy the URL, paste it in. It should be an auto download. I use mine in Google Sheets because I don't have Microsoft Excel. Google Sheets works just fine. And Alana uses Google Sheets. Shamika uses Google Sheets. It all works out great. So anywho, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you at the next update.